So I decided about 4 or 5 weeks ago I would do a 4 week cold approach challenge. And I wasn't really sure exactly what I was going to do when I first started it, but I just wanted to get back into cold approach after being off for a few months. So I was like, how can I do that? How can I get back into it and get back into the groove of just going up to random people, random women typically, and then asking them for their phone number if I'm into them, and as long as I'm attracted to them, usually I'll just go up and start talking to them, right? Which is difficult to do without some practice and without some ability to kind of to do it. And if you haven't done it in a while, it doesn't feel normal to just go up to random people, especially if you're an introvert. So this would be, if you want to kind of follow along with this, what I did here, this would be the introvert's guide to cold approach and how to actually approach 100 people in 4 weeks and the process I took to actually do that. So the first step is choosing a location. So you'll want to figure out what location you can go to where there's a good amount of people. I live in a pretty terrible area for approaching. Some people call it the worst place in the United States for approaching women. The ratio of men to women in this area is the worst in the entire country. And there's also a ton of homeless people all over. So those are a couple of hints there. You might be able to even guess where it is based on that. But they say it's the worst place to approach in the world. But I still am able to approach because I can go to an area where there's actually people. And if you use strategy while you're approaching, like looking at lines of sight in the horizon, or figuring out if there's an intersection where maybe there's 5 streets that go into one intersection, like there's areas where you can find multiple women and women coming from different directions, and if you look on the horizon and you get good at kind of spotting them, you can usually just kind of cut them off and find places to get your approaches up. So step one is just find the location and figure out a plan. So once you've chosen your location, if you want to have maybe 2 or 3 or 4 locations, that's fine. You can rotate between them, but actually choose a location and make it solid so that you can make a plan the day prior. Right? You want to have your clothes ready. If you go to work, you want to have your clothes in your car. Have like an approach uniform, basically. I wore almost the same clothing every single time I went out for like 2 weeks, 2, 3, 4 weeks straight. I wore the same shirt, the same jacket, the same shoes. I changed my pants every day, but took off my work shirt and I put on a t-shirt and a jacket. And you make it solid, right? James Clear, I think, always said, make your plan solid or else your plan will fail. If you don't make it solid, you're not going to do it. So get the clothes ready, choose your location, figure out when you're going to do it. I tried to do 3 to 4 sessions per week. If you do 3 to 4 sessions a week for 4 weeks, you'll hit over 15 approach sessions for that month. So what I did for the entire month, so the 4 weeks, I think I did 16 total sessions. I approached 100 people, 100 women. I had 3 dates, 1 instant date, which is where you date the girl right on the spot. I still have quite a few contacts that I'm still keeping in touch with. Quite a few have fallen off. But if you're able to stay consistent, like 15 sessions or 20 hours of cold approach, you can usually do pretty well as long as you stay consistent. By the end of it, you're in a pretty good mode of just approaching people. You don't really care as much by the 4th week, and you'll still have bad days where things don't go well, but that's kind of the process of getting into it. Choose the location, find out where you're going to approach, make it solid, have a plan, and that's kind of the first step there. Now, this process is pretty difficult unless you have like a little accountability partner. If you have a friend to text every time you go out, maybe send a picture message with the location and also your step count. You can take a screenshot of that and say, hey, I did my approach. If you don't have a friend or a group or some sort of group chat, that's going to be pretty difficult to stay accountable. You have to be really disciplined because it's easy to have bad days when you're approaching random people on the streets because people have no idea who you are. So you could be just a weirdo, homeless person, whatever. So a lot of times you're just getting rejected the entire time you're there. You'll have some pretty terrible days. You'll have some good days. You'll have some bad days. And so not having a group or some sort of person to tell that, hey, I did my session, either send them a picture message or a screenshot of your step count to let them know that, right? Develop a group or a person to text to stay accountable. Now, there are some auxiliary positives of taking this challenge, right? It's not just going out to approach women and gaining phone numbers. You also get off of the dating apps. You get off of the algorithm. You take action. You get out of your head. Depression lessons too. I mean, if you're outside and you're walking, they say walking is the best medicine. I think it was like, what is it, Hippocrates or somebody that said that. So yeah, if you get out of your house and you just walk and you talk to people and you're social, you'll start to feel better after a few weeks if you're just consistent with it. It feels weird at first because especially when you're first going out, it's going to be painful. You're not going to want to be there. You're going to feel like shit. You're going to feel nervous. But if you continue to do it, you'll start to see that auxiliary benefit of just feeling better about yourself because you're taking action. You also don't eat too. When you're walking and you're out after work, you're not going to be eating as much. A lot of people go home, they watch TV, they grab some food, and they're bored, so they just eat, right? But if you're outside your house and you're approaching people for an hour or two after work, you're not going to be eating as much. You're going to be losing weight. I lost 4 or 5 pounds during the entire process for this 4-week challenge. So it's a good way to just get off your couch and get moving and be social. And I can't stress enough, when you get out to the venue, either the mall or the streets, wherever you're going, when you get out there, take it easy on yourself. A lot of people, like guys, when they first get out to the venue, they'll see a girl, they'll pass one up, they'll see another, they'll pass them up, maybe they'll see 5 or 10 girls and they'll pass them up and they'll really beat themselves up. They'll feel like, oh, I'm wasting my time. But just getting to the venue is the first step. You might even have to just get to the venue multiple times before you can talk to anybody. That's okay. Just enjoy the process. Don't ever beat yourself up. Take it easy on yourself. There's no reason to beat yourself up at any point, even in your just regular life. Like, you got to treat your mind and yourself like a child, is how I look at it, which is kind of weird to think about. But if you're never beating yourself up, you're always keeping a positive mindset, that pretty soon that positivity will start to snowball, and then you'll be able to take action and approach people and feel good about your life soon, right? So if you pass a few hot chicks, it's okay. If you don't say something, just enjoy it. Like, enjoy the fresh air, enjoy walking around, getting your steps up, and realize it's a process. Sometimes it can take weeks, sometimes it can take months, sometimes even for people that are just terrible at socializing, it might take you about a year to get good at it consistently. So realize that just getting out of your house is the first step. So what do you do when you're out there though? Like, if you really want, say you went out a few times and then you're just still struggling on what to do, a lot of the gurus will try to tell you that there's like some secret potion to approaching the perfect way, or some magic bullet in the way that you talk, or the way that you smile, or how you approach the girls, or hey, you shouldn't go in front of them, or you should go behind them, or you should tease them. I would, first few weeks, even first few months, even for forever if you want to, is just go up to girls that you're truly attracted to. If you want to introduce yourself, you can, but a lot of times you can just give them a little compliment, like, hey, I liked your style, I like your hat, I like your hair, I like your shoes, I like your shirt. What does that shirt say? Where did you get that? What is Georgetown, or where did you go to Georgetown University, or whatever the girl has on, you can just say a comment. If a girl has headphones, I mean, it's kind of weird. It's pretty indirect, but I've even said, hey, what are you listening to? And then I started a conversation off that a couple times. At some point, it's nice to give some sort of indication that you're interested, but you don't have to. I mean, if you're just asking them for their contact after, they'll realize what you're doing. If they like you, they'll give you the contact, right? So I've been doing either Instagram or just the phone number. I'd say probably half Instagram, half phone number. Again, the gurus will tell you, oh, Instagram's not as good, or phone number's better. I mean, everybody's got their own opinions, but the biggest thing is just taking action and finding people that are into you. Again, most of your interactions are going to be rejections, but if you just take the action and go forward and have like a small process that you're following so that you can approach, you should be okay. So that's about it. So if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. There's a link in the bio for the day game group chat, which is pretty cheap. I mean, most cold approach groups are like $50 to $100 for most like mastermind groups, and we're more about just approaching people, getting rejected, finding people that are into you, not getting bogged down with tactics, and just taking action, which is kind of hard to find with most cold approach groups out there. But so after the 4 weeks, feel free to comment, or even if you want to, comment in the video to just say, hey, I'm going to do the 4-week challenge, just to stay accountable. If you want to comment on the video, hey, I took another approach session today, feel free. Or if you want to just hop into the group chat, which is pretty cheap, it's only $8 a month. So we're doing some pretty cool, it's like analysis, I guess, of different approaches, and just reporting a lot of stuff there. Pretty much all the screenshots of all the approaches are there too, where you can see all my approaches and what's happened, and it gives all the details on everything, which is kind of cool. But if you like this video, hit subscribe, let me know what you think, and then we'll be back for more videos. I got a ton of good ideas on the horizon.